Africa is balancing environmental responsibility with energy survival as the Ministry of Environment controversially grants emissions exemptions to nearly half of Eskom's aging coal power plant station. Some of the world's dirtiest, the government argues that without these exemptions, the nation's already strained power grid could collapse. While this move means certain plants will avoid meeting minimum emission standards, it raises alarm among environmental activists and public health experts, underscoring the urgent reality of South Africa's worsening energy crisis. More in this report.
Eskom runs some of the dirtiest coal-fired power stations in the world, but without them, South Africa would be on the brink of collapse. The Environmental Ministry made a tough decision to grant half the fleet exemptions from complying with minimum emission standards.
These exemptions are not a blanket reprieve, but are tailored to each facility with stringent conditions to mitigate the impacts of non-compliance with the MES. It provides Eskom adequate time to transition these facilities out of service responsibly, contingent on the rapid expansion of renewable energy capacity to maintain stability.
At least 2 stations will be allowed to flout air quality standards until they reach the end of life in 2034. The other 6 have 5 years to clean up their act. These are seen as necessary steps to keep the lights on in the continent's most industrialized economy, which has been battling a supply shortage for over a decade.
When we look at the energy trilemma of energy security, energy cost and environmental impact, then security trumps all. And therefore the need for Eskom to be able to supply in our very energy poor environment energy is important. And it's necessary that those coal-fired power stations continue to run.
The reprieve brings some certainty to investors and the economy, but the communities living in the shadow of toxic structures continue to pay with their lives. Over 2,000 deaths have so far been linked to harmful gases such as carbon and sulfur dioxide spewed from these structures. And analysts predict there could be thousands more with the extension.
The parts of the emissions that worry me most are not the carbon dioxide. That's an issue. It's a global issue. We're all aware of that. What concerns me most is the pollutant aspect of the emissions. So sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxides, particulate matter, because those are the ones that directly affect communities in the fallout area of the pollution plume.
It's not the first time Eskom has been let off the hook, but this time it comes with tough conditions to reduce and monitor harmful emissions and safeguard affected communities.
The health costs associated with burning coal, if we treated it properly in terms of lost productivity, health, deaths, all that kind of thing, the health costs of that are greater than the costs of producing the electricity. When you're looking to help communities, we're talking about more clinics, more screening, more doctors, more sick people.
The power utility is also required to step up efforts to accelerate the adoption of renewable energy to keep South Africa in line with its commitment to the Paris Climate Agreement to cut emissions and limit global temperature rise.